I do want to take a moment and thank the accounting firm of Warren Avery for being the sponsor of our lunch today. That lunch was fantastic, and they provided our lunch for our media members, our players and coaches, quarterback club members, so we appreciate them. And you'll notice on the little program that you have on the front, all of our sponsors. We could not do this without our sponsors each year contributing money so that we can do the lunch, the stage, the backdrop, everything that we do for Media Day for these coaches and players cannot be done without our sponsors. So when you see them out and about in our community, you thank them for what they do for this Media Day. Okay, we now welcome to the stage at the 2025 County High School Football Media Day, the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Alexandria competes in 4A Region 6. The head coach of the Valley Cubs is Todd Ginn. Today, Coach Ginn has brought with him junior quarterback Cole Wheeler and senior lineman Parker Neiman. Coach Ginn, we will start with your opening comments, sir.
Well, just glad to be back. Glad to, I think this thing, obviously, you look out over there, it gets bigger and bigger every year. Our group is ready to get going. We've been ready, I think, since we got put out by Brooks last year. We've been ready to go. Have gotten stronger, gotten faster. Obviously, a year older. Had a great summer. Already started. We didn't do spring ball, so we've already started having 3 or 4 good practices. Parker is a junior, by the way. He's a junior instead of a senior. He plays tackle for us on offense. Really physical, good player. Works his tail off. Good leader for us. And then Cole, our quarterback, plays safety some for us too. These guys can play on both sides of the ball, and if you ask them, they'll want to play every snap. But we will. We've got some depth this year. Our youth, we no longer are a youthful team. We are our guys that we're counting on, our older guys. We've got some good leadership, and I'm just speaking for me, but I can tell from our group we're ready to get going.
We appreciate those comments, and Parker, I apologize. I'll take responsibility. I know you want to hurry up this high school career. You wish you was a senior. We all did back when we was juniors, but thank goodness you got this year and another year to go. I'll ask the players an opening question. As you get ready for this fall, every team takes on its own identity. What do you think is your stronger point right now? Would you say, Cole, I mean, you're the quarterback, but would you say the offense or the defense is what's going to carry the team to start with?
I say our defense. Our guys up front really setting the tone. Our linebackers, just everywhere.
Is it because you see them coming after you every practice?
Yes, sir.
Parker, what's your thoughts on that? Who's kind of further along right now, would you say?
I'm going to say our offense. Our O-line, we're going to punch people in the mouth this year.
Okay, I like it. Question?
This is for the players. We all in this room know the history. His dad, that school. What does that play in the minds of you guys when you go in? You put on that helmet. I mean, I'm sure he tells you about their history. I hope he does, but I mean, Alexandria's got a reputation. Do y'all feel that? Do you feel responsibility to add to that now that he's coaching and not just his coaching, but what you guys want to do?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We gotta work hard and we gotta win. That's about it.
I feel there is a lot of responsibility being a Valley Cub because there's a lot behind the orange and the black, and it's not a responsibility to put on the orange and black. It's a what's the word? Privilege. There we go.
He's used that before, hasn't he?
Joe?
Todd and Cole too. I'll ask you the same question, but not many teams in the county have a third-year starting quarterback. Just talk about where Cole is in his development, and Cole, your thoughts about that too.
We put a lot on Cole. Cole is he and me and his dad and his mom. His dad played. He was younger when I came through, but he was a 10th grader when I was a senior. So we go way back. And Cole, I've just got to watch Cole grow up. And Cole's our kind of guy. I mean, he's a hard-nosed son of a gun. He's going to, we have to. When he's at safety, we have to pull him back. He reminds me of the Jake Welch's that used to play for us, and you know they're quarterbacks, but God, they love to hit you, and they're physical, and you know we count a lot on him. Even as a ninth grader, when he started, we knew coming up that Cole was going to be a really good player, a really good quarterback for us. And now that he's a junior, I can look at him and say, Cole, hey, we counting on you to help us win and lose games. We're not wanting you to keep us from losing, you know, just man, we want you to help us win the game. And Cole takes on responsibility really well. If I'm being honest, he probably overthinks some things sometimes. That's his fault. He thinks too much. But you always want to have that in a guy that's your quarterback, that, you know, he sees the field well. You know, I think his development as he's grown, and that goes for both of these two guys. I think we counted on them. You started when you was a ninth grader as well. We've counted on them so long as young guys, and you know, when you're young, if you played sports at all, when you're young, you quickly find ways to get the heat off of yourself. You say, hey, it's so-and-so's fault I didn't make that pass complete, or Nemo didn't make his block this time, and that's what happened. And that's not how you get the respect of your players. It's not getting on them. It's, hey, let's find a way, no matter what, to make this thing happen. And I've watched Cole and Nemo both turn into, hey, how can I take something that's not my fault, whether it be in practice or a play, and turn it, and instead of blaming somebody else, how can I take that and build us up and make us better? And me basically say, like Nemo say, hey, my guard didn't pull this time. He didn't do what he's supposed to do. And instead of yelling at him because he didn't pull, hey, I should have told him before the play happened, hey, make sure. You know, instead of Cole saying, why didn't you run that route? Well, I'll put it on you next time, even though it's not their fault. You know, and that's one thing I think. I just watch these guys. That's what's so great about coaching, is you watch guys that care about Alexandria, which these two really do. And there's a ton of players we do. We've got a ton of players we could have brought this time. We've got a lot of good leadership, but guys too that care about Alexandria, that are great kids. Like he said, I mean, he said it. We're going to punch you in the mouth this time. We've got a physical mentality. We've got that back. So everything, I just really, you know, I let these guys take ownership. I feel like we're back to being what Alexandria's all about.
Yeah, for the players, as a former teacher, I'm always interested. How do you balance out your school studies and the commitment to the football team and still do both of them well?
I've always been taught school first, then football. So I'm excited for football, so I just get school done real quick and make sure I get good grades and then go back to football.
Yeah, we're called student athletes for a reason. You prioritize the schoolwork.
I've got to ask Cole, I don't know how we've missed this the last couple of years, but were you named after Tom Cruise's character in Days of Thunder?
I don't think so.
Have you watched? I'm sure you've watched the movie.
I don't know.
I knew you was going on a limb there. He had no clue. I could tell.
You need to do it because it'll help your swagger.
All right, I got a question right here for the guys, the players. Your coach a few moments ago used the phrase, he's our kind of guy. What did Coach mean by that in your words? What is he trying to say when he says so-and-so is our kind of guy at Alexandria?
Gritty, doesn't lay down after when they're tired or hurting.
Physical. If you can play physical, you're our kind of guy.
Okay.
I will throw in this, and it's not my question, but humble. Humble. These two guys are humble guys. So that's really big. You know, in today's age, everybody wants to talk about how great they are and how this and how that. But being humble and then doing what they talk about. And I can tell you right now, they love that orange and black. They love it. They love it. So being my kind of guy is what they said, but also you throw in humility and a love for the orange and black. That means more than a lot of other things. Just getting to put on that orange and black every Friday night is a big deal to these two guys.
Does that always equate to wins?
No. I you know, shoot. I hate to bring up 2 years ago, but these two guys were part of it. And I still think we went 1-9, and I still think we coached harder as a coaching staff that year than I've ever coached in my life. And you're 1-9. And we had some young guys that we knew loved Alexandria. We knew loved us as a coaching staff. We knew they know we love them as players. And no, it didn't equate to wins at all. But it's going to equate to wins, 100%. You saw it last year, you'll see it this year, you'll see it next year. It's going to continue to equate to wins, being what's considered our kind of guy.
Question? Thank you.
Coach, good to see y'all.
How are you?
You mentioned being close to being back to the way Alexandria football was in the past. Just talk about how huge of a factor that is this year, going into a region, a stacked region. Obviously you got a state runner up in Cherokee County, you've got Anniston, Hopes Bluff. I mean, just talk about that if you would.
Well, I think getting in the playoffs in our region just big. One thing we've noticed from being these two boys that play 5A ball, they play 4A ball. 5A ball, we had some great records got in, and then you run into Parker and Pleasant Groves and some of those that were just stacked up, and you feel like we're the underdog big time. You know what I mean? Even though we're the 1 seed in the region or the 2 seed in the region. In 4A ball, we went in as 4 last year, and really, I know we probably should have been 3rd, 4th round. I think a couple of plays go our way against Brooks. That onside kick that happened, that we still, inadvertent whistle happened, we recover that football, we're about to win that game. Inadvertent whistle, we have to kick it over, they recover the ball. I mean, it's something like, and that's the way I feel. If we get in the playoffs, which we're gonna get in the playoffs, and if we do what we're supposed to do, Lord willing, and we avoid the injury bug and do what we're supposed to do, you get in the playoffs. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, or 4. We're gonna have a chance. So our whole focus is to build on what we've already done and what we have. And, our linebackers are both back. They're physical. Our secondary, we've got some speed. We've got some athleticism. We're more athletic than we've been in years. We're more physical. So when I say Alexandria's getting back to that, we've got a chance to be pretty good. Now, it's still going to be on these guys to lead and manage that, but we got a chance to be pretty good.
Coach, if you could for me, what are some key players that you would like to individually highlight that'll make the biggest impact throughout the season?
Key players. It's gonna be. There's some. I'm real careful when I say key players because I don't want to leave anybody out, and I don't think our guys. I don't think they would get their feelings hurt, but I don't want to leave anybody out. But obviously, these two guys are key players. MJ Morris is a 10th grade athlete that's really, really good player for us. JJ Beeson is a do everything, hard nosed, our kind of guy. Ryan Brown at linebacker, Corey Owens at linebacker. Guys, help me out. Who am I leaving anybody out?
Evan White.
Evan White at wide receiver and cornerback. Evan, when y'all see Evan White, y'all are gonna say, "My goodness!" I mean, he looks the part. He's grown up. He's probably 6'1", 6'2", 190 at receiver and corner, and is really, really going to be a tough matchup for folks. And you put him and MJ, who can really, really go. You put him and MJ started for us since he was an 8th grader. Now he's a 10th grader. So you put those two out beside each other, and you've got a tough matchup for other teams, especially the way we like to run the football. I mean, Cole throws a great ball, does great things, but our number one thing is to play defense and run the dadgum football. And that's what we're going to continue. And it's going to make he's going to have a huge year because of the fact that Parker and them are going to create. Royce Trantham is another 6'6". Royce is 6'6", 10th grader, 6'6", 250 at tight end. He's a big old guy that sets the edge really well. His twin brother's the smaller one of the two, and he's 6'4", 230. And he's looking to play center and guard. And we got, I could just mention a lot of guys coming back that we've got a lot. We graduated few folks. We got a lot of guys coming back, and we'll have a lot of guys coming back again next year. So, you know, if the guys do what they're supposed to do, our job, I think, and what we found out last year with these young guys, and it is so tough this day and age, is the high school football season so long. So we put all this pomp and circumstance at the beginning, but my job is to kind of say, hey, the important part's when the end. You don't want to be running out of steam when the playoffs get here. I thought that's one thing my dad always did. You know, we would start off. Well, now it wasn't as big because back when Dad coached, you were in areas, so four area games. So the first half of the season, you wasn't worried about wins and they didn't keep you in or out of the playoffs. Now, you know, with White Plains coming week 2 and Anniston week 3, you have to really torque things up and get ready to go early. But really, we won't be playing our best football, you know, down the stretch.
Coach, we're about out of time, but how do you replace a guy like Cleet Forrest?
You don't. You don't. You know what
So
I mean?
next
You don't.
question, right?
You don't. How do you replace who I think was? I mean, how about Mississippi game? I mean, if anybody watched that game, he's unreal good. Jack State's, you go watch him. He's up there. He's about to be one of their kickers. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be kicking extra points or field goals. You don't replace a Cleet. Now we've got a guy coming in that's been a soccer player all his life that's going to kick really good. He's never kicked a point in a game, but he's going to be really good. But is he going to replace Cleet? Absolutely not. Cleet was a leader. Cleet was one of the hardest workers as a kicker. You don't hear that, but he was one of the hardest workers we have. So you don't replace a Cleet Forrest. You just maybe onside kick some more.
There you go. Well, before Coach, you give us your final comments, I'll ask Cole and Parker one more question. What excites you the most about this coming season? Cole?
Our potential and our expectations, we're going to meet and exceed those expectations.
Just to see the strength grows from last year. We had a lot of potential last year, and I feel like we have a lot of potential this year. We can be good. We can be great.
Well said. Coach, your final comments.
You know, I think what these guys say in the weight room, the little things, we are. I mean, if you look at our numbers and our growth, of course we've been young, and then obviously their bodies are filling out. But our weight program that Bryant does is really, really good. These guys have gotten strong. Their speed, their conditioning is better. You know, we hope to be pretty good, and like they said, our expectations are higher, and we look to make some noise.
There you have it, the Alexandria Valley Cup.